to my class of cloud computing. Today we will learn about service level agreement. Cloud computing services are changing how businesses and public institutions use information technology. Today, cloud services are available to meet most any IT need. Although there is great variety among cloud computing services, all such services have certain basic features and benefits in common, and all can be categorized into few basic cloud service types. Service. By now, most people have heard about cloud computing services. But what does it mean? While cloud computing services may vary in their particulars, a cloud computing definition identifies the core feature and benefits that are common across all clouds. From the perspective of service users, cloud computing services have the following main features: hosted and maintained by the provider. The cloud hosting provider purchases, hosts, and maintain the necessary hardware and software in their own facility. Service users avoid the capital expenditure and maintenance headaches that they have if they develop the service themselves on premise. Self-service through a web interface. Service users can initiate specific service functions and increase or decrease their service usage level through a web interface with little or no interaction with the service provider. Pay for use. Service users pay only for the amount of service that they can use. This can result in substantial cost savings compared to the traditional approach of developing on-site IT capacities geared towards maximum unit or maximum usage scenario, and then having that capacity by underutilized need much of time. New limitless scalability. Cloud computing services providers typically have the infrastructure to deliver their service at massive scale. For cloud service users, that means that the cloud can easily accommodate business growth or periodic spikes in service usage. The widely range of services offered by cloud computing companies can be categorized into three basic types. Infrastructure as service. Infrastructure as service provides users access to raw computing resources such processing power, data storage capacity, and networking in the context of a secure data center. Platform as service. It is geared towards software development teams. PaaS offerings provide computing and storage infrastructure and also a development platform layer. With components such as web server, database management server, and software development kits for various programming languages. Software as service provides offer application level services tailored to a wider array of storage, the web services, database management, and software development kits for various languages. Software as service provides offer application level services tailored to a wide variety of business needs such as customer relationship management IPM, marketing automation, or business analytics. Cloud computing service accelerations. Whatever type of cloud computing services is used, one thing is certain: large quantity of data will move back and forth between the end users and the cloud provider's data center over internet. That is why whatever type of cloud service we use, we can help the organization have a better cloud experience and reap greater benefits from the cloud service investment. So, in short, we can say the functionality of service as: a service should be well defined, a service should be self contained, a service should not depend on the context or state of another services. These are the features of service. Web services. What do we mean by web services? Web services, in short, we can say that service which is available over internet. Web service is self-describing and statelet modules that perform a discrete unit of works and are available over the network. Web service providers offer APIs that enable developers to exploit functionality over the internet rather than delivering full-blown application. Web Service Description Language (WSDL) is expressed in XML, which include both data types and messages. Four types of operations are: one-way, message sent without a reply required, request and response, sending and replying messages, solicit response, a request for a resource, notification, messages sent to multiple server. All the messages are notified. This is the description of web service. Cloud computing depicts a broad movement towards internet and use of WAN and enough smooth interaction between IT service provider of many types and consumer. Cloud technology brings with it a large number of key benefits and risks. They include outsourcing to cloud provider, dependence on network, dependence on cloud provider, information assistance. DoD has some cloud computing considerations include economics of scale, key obstacle, enabling service focus. Service oriented architecture. Service oriented architecture is built on computer engineering approaches that offer an architectural advances towards enterprise system. It describes a standard method for requesting services from distributed component, and after that the results or outcome is managed. The primary focus of this oriented service oriented approach is on the characteristics of service interface and predictable server behavior. Web services means a set or combination of industry standards collectively labeled as one. SOA provides a translation and management layer within the cloud architecture that removes the barrier for cloud clients obtaining desired services. Multiple networking and messaging protocols can be written using SOA's client and component and can be used to communicate with each other. SOA provides access to reusable web services over a TCP/IP network. This is an important topic to cloud computing going forward. Benefits of service oriented architecture. With high tech engineering and enterprise point of view, various offers are provided by SOA which prove to be beneficial. These are language neutral integration. Regardless of the developing language used, the system offers and invokes services through a common mechanism. Programming language neutralization is one of the key benefits of SOA's integration approach. Component reuse. Once an organization build an application component and offered it as service, the rest of the organization can utilize the service. Organization agility. SOA defines building block of capabilities provided by software, and it offers some services that meet some organizational requirement which can be recombined and integrated rapidly. Leveraging existing solution. This is one of the major use of SOAs, which is to classify elements or function of existing applications and make them available to the organizations or enterprise. Key benefits along with risk of service oriented architecture: dependence on the network, provider cost, enterprise standards, agility. SOA architecture is viewed as 5 horizontal layers. They are consumer interface layer. These are the GUI based applications for data end users. Application accessing the application. Business process layer. These are business use comes in terms of application. Service layer. These are whole enterprise in service inventory. Service component layer are used to build the services which are functional and technical libraries. Operational system layer. It contains the data model. It is notable point to differentiate between its governance and SOA governance. IT governance focuses on managing business services, whereas SOS governance focuses on managing service in an organization. The cost that the governance put forward becomes clear becomes the in order to choose approaches and processes for policies for monitoring and generating performance for impact. The with the vast use of cloud technology and its own applications, there is a need for well defined security policy. There is a need for well defined security policy that will influence the patterns of development and the ways services are used. Moreover, the service must be set up in order to exploit the advantages of public cloud with resilience. User must include safety practices and carefully evaluate the classes in these respects. Diagrammatically, the definition shows that it is usually implemented by web service model. The definition gives SOA is essentially a collection of services which communicate with each other, contains a flexible set of design principles used during the phases of system development and integration, provide a loosely integrated suite of services that can be used within multiple business domains. Quality of service. Quality of service is a set of technologies for managing network traffic in a cost effective manner to enhance user expertise for home and enterprise environment. Now, QoS becomes to a broad term that is used following area: customer care evaluation, technological evaluation. Customer care evaluation QoS is usually measured in terms of issues that have a direct impact on the experience of customer. Only issues that produce a negative effect on the goods and services received by the customer come under scrutiny. QoS has to do with the efficient operation of various systems. This can lead to adjusting procedure or adapting software, programs and code to achieve the desired effect, which make a more efficient use of available services. Now we start with formal definition of service level agreement. Service level agreement are a crucial aspect of cloud computing deployment. The guide to SLAs will help to negotiate with the cloud provider. A service level agreement SLA is a technical service performance contract. SLAs can be internal between an in-house IT team and end user, or can be external between IT and service provider such as cloud computing vendors. Formal and detailed SLAs are particularly important with cloud computing provider, since these infrastructures are large scale and can seriously impact customer businesses should something go away. In the case of cloud computing, SLAs differ depending on a specific provider set of services and customer business needs. However, all SLAs should at a minimum cover cloud performance, speed, and responsiveness, application availability and uptime, data durability, support agreement, and exits. A carefully crafted SLA is an essential element in effective monitoring of cloud governance and compliance. A service level agreement is the bond for performance negotiated between the cloud service provider and client. Earlier in cloud computing, all service level agreements were negotiated. Nowadays, with the initiation of large utility like cloud computing provider, most service level agreements are standardized until a client becomes a large consumer of cloud services. Customers will provide their key performance indicators KPI, and customer and provider will negotiate related service level objectives. Automated policies enforce processes to meet the SLOs and issues alert and report when an agreed upon action fails. Cloud computing provides usually have standard service level agreements. IT should review them along with their legal counsel. If the SLAs are acceptable as it, then it can be signed. SLAs such as stating the cloud's maximum amount of consumer computing resources but not mentioning how many resources are already allocated is not complete. Not every cloud computing provider will automatically agree to the requirement, but most customers can make good faith negotiated agreement with provider. Quality of service depends on knowing what we need and how they will provide it. Protecting the company's data is critical. Cloud storage will automate, backup is scalable, and provides peace of mind. For example, Cobalt's Iron enterprise grade backup and recovery solution is known for its hands-free automation and reliability at a low cost. Cloud backup that just works. So in short, we can say that a cloud SLA, cloud service level agreement, is an agreement between a cloud service provider and a consumer. A well-defined and typical SLAs will contain certain components. What are the certain components? Type of services to be provided. It specifies the type of services, any additional detail of the type of services to be provided. In case of an IP network connectivity, type of service will describe functions such as operations and maintenance of networking equipment, connection, bandwidth to be provided, etc. The service desired performance level, especially its reliability and responsiveness. A reliable service will be the one which suffers minimum disruptions in a specific amount of time and is available at almost all time. A service with good responsiveness will perform the desired action promptly after the customer request for it. monitoring process, and service level reporting. This component describes how the performance level are supervised and monitored. This process involves gathering of different types of statistics, how frequently these statistics will be collected, and how the statistics will be accessed by the customers. The steps for reporting issues with the service. This component will specify the contact details to report the problem to and the order in which details about the issues have to be reported. The contract will also include a time range in which the problem will be looked upon and also till when the issue will be resolved. Response and issue resolution time frame. Response time frame is the time period by which the service provider will start the investigation of the issue. Issue resolution time frame is the time period by which the current service issue will be resolved and fixed. Repercussions for service provider not meeting its commitment. If the provider is not available to meet the requirement as stated in SLAs, then service provider will have to face consequences for the same. These consequences may include customers' right to terminate the contract or ask for a refund for losses incurred by the customer due to failure of services. So, the formal definition says a service level agreement is a contract between a network service provider and a customer that specifies, usually in measurable terms, what service the network service provider will furnish. Common content in contract: performance guarantee metrics, uptime and downtime ratio, system throughput, response time, problem management detail, penalties for non-performance, documented security capabilities. The most common component of an SLA is that the services should be provided to the customers as agreed upon in contract. As an example, internet service provider and telcos will commonly include service level agreement within the terms of their contract with customer to define the levels of service being sold in plain language terms. In this case of SLAs will typically have a technical definition in mean time between failure, mean time to repair or mean time to recovery. Identifying which party is responsible for reporting faults or paying fees, responsibility for various data rates, throughput, jitter, or similar measurable details. Service level agreements are also defined as different levels: customer based SLA, service based SLA, multiple SLAs, which consist of corporate level SLA, customer level SLA, and service level SLA. A well defined typical SLA is required. SLA life cycle. This is SLA life cycle. First is template definition, then negotiation, then provisioning, monitoring or enforcement, expiration. Templates are defined according to the available services. Customer selects a SLA template. Customer negotiates a SLA using a SLA template. Provisioning, service execution, assessment and corrective actions during execution, termination and decommission of the service. This is the description of SLA life cycle. Classification of SLA terms: QoS, constraints on performance; QoP, level of protection; evolvability, static properties. Example of VM course: dynamic non-static props. Example: RAM; monitorability and controllability. Unobservable, observable, enforceable. Categorization in a quality model. Example: SQ: performance, dependability, reliability, network related, infrastructure related, security, auditability, legal. These are the different terms. QoS: availability, the probability that the cloud infrastructure is running over a predefined monitoring period. QoP: location, country code where the resources or virtual machines storage is located. Isolation level depends on which measures are taken to ensure isolation between different users hosted on the same infrastructure. These are the some of the examples. Market oriented cloud architecture, virtual machine and physical machine. Multiple VMS can be instantiated dynamically on a single physical host to fulfill accepted requests. Physical machines to meet the increasing service demand posed by users. This was about global cloud exchange, which is sometimes required for SLA. Again, this is the we have already covered this in the last class, the part of global cloud exchange. These are the different characteristics, benefits and conclusion. These are the conclusion. Thank you for watching.